Hey everyone, welcome to this patient video that's going to give you all of the information you need on the MRT testing protocol blood draw. This video will be short and sweet. I'm Jan Patnode, owner of Food Sensitivity Solutions and Elite Mentor. Today I will be talking about the MRT blood testing kit, what's inside, and what you need to do with it. When you receive your testing kit, it should be within 4 to 5 business days after ordering or signing up for one of our packages. You do not need to write your name on the box. It's what's inside that matters. You may get your blood draw done Monday through Friday, but not on national holidays where FedEx doesn't ship, or the day before national holidays when it won't deliver. If you're in the middle of a blizzard or South Florida is in the middle of a hurricane, you may want to hold off drawing blood for a day if FedEx cannot ship or deliver. So what is inside the box? In the box you will find a prepaid FedEx Express envelope, instructions that you need to give to the phlebotomist, and again the phlebotomist is just a fancy word for the person who draws your blood, or you can give this to the receptionist at the lab if they ask for some instructions. You also will have in the box an MRT test requisition form, which should be already filled out, and a blood collection tube pouch. If there's a food avoidance form in the box, fill it out, but only mark off foods you cannot consume. If it's just a food you don't care for, talk with your LEAP therapist about that. Everything on the food avoidance form will be tested and results reported, whether you check off anything or not. So be sure your information is on the form and submit it in the box with your blood work. And remember to note anything that you know you're allergic to. Inside the pouch, you will find a foam container with 4 blue-topped collection tubes, a Ziploc bag, and the self-sealing insulated cushion mailer. Here are some instructions for your blood draw. You want to schedule your appointment after 12 noon when possible, but early enough to get your blood shipped express, that's overnight, and that will vary depending on where you live. With most labs, this might be before 3 p.m., but in some very rural areas, the blood draw may need to be done much earlier in order to meet the FedEx Express pickup time at the lab or the drop-off time at a local FedEx shipping location. It is helpful to find out about the laboratory FedEx Express pickup or drop-off locations ahead of time so you can make sure that you can complete this task. Ask your lab location if they have a box for drop-off. Oftentimes they do. On the day of your blood draw, there's no need to fast or refrain from exercise, and you may drink plenty of water so you're not dehydrated before the draw. You want to provide the instruction sheet to the phlebotomist, and you want to show the lab your MRT requisition form, but don't let the lab keep this form. Have them fill in the section for the blood draw time and date, and make sure that the tubes get labeled with your name. If there's a minor problem with any tube and the phlebotomist is unable to fill it, these are very standardized tubes, and most labs should have an exact same tube in stock that they could use rather than sending in a tube that's less than full. If there's a problem or question at this point, the phlebotomist may call Oxford Biomedical Technologies for clarification. Their number's on the top of the form. Now in the payment information section, generally the lab client will already be checked off. If it is not, and you are paying the lab directly for your MRT test, you want to be sure the patient payment is checked and your credit card information is included on the form. After your blood is drawn, the phlebotomist or you should put everything back into the box. The 4 tubes go in the foam mailer inside the plastic bag, which goes into the foil pouch. Then seal the foil pouch. It's also very important that the MRT test requisition form goes in the box. This is like a prescription, and without it, the lab won't know whose blood work this is. Oftentimes, the phlebotomist will pack the box up for you. Just make sure they put the MRT requisition form in there. If using the food avoidance form, place that in the box too. Then the box and all its contents are placed into the prepaid, pre-labeled FedEx package. Then it should be ready for lab shipment, or you may want to take the box right away to your nearest FedEx Express drop-off location if the lab doesn't have a FedEx pickup same day. Do not place in the outdoor drop boxes. FedEx doesn't like blood left there, and they may get too hot or too cold for your blood. Be sure to bring to a staffed FedEx location if the lab doesn't have daily FedEx pickup. But don't put it in a ground box either, because then it's not going to get there next day. If you want to find a FedEx location near you, you can go to the URL fedex.com/locate. If you just cannot go to the lab after 12 noon, as an occasional exception, blood can be shipped earlier and drawn earlier. but be sure it's noted on your MRT requisition form. If the lab refuses to draw your blood early, ask them to call Oxford to get approval for the exception. Oxford's number is at the top of the form. Just a couple of important reminders. If the MRT test is already included in the price of your package, you don't need to put your credit card information on the form. You may need to pay your blood draw location a small fee, but this is usually in the range of $0 to $50. If you have a friend or a family member that draws blood and wishes to do this for you, the same instructions apply. Thank you for listening to this video about the MRT blood draw. If you have additional questions, please contact us at support@foodsensitivitySolutions.com or contact your LEAP therapist. You can also find this video at any time on our membership portal or on our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our related video on how to find a blood draw location.